What's up guys, and welcome to part 3 of the Ultimate Guide to Dark Souls 3, and here are stats. Today we're going to be going through the Undead Settlement.
Yeah, so fairly straightforward, not quite as much fooling about as the last episode, but the area is quite big, so...
Yeah, this is another long part.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be as long as some of the later parts, but... So this area is going to be really easy because of the Astora Sword.
Yeah.
You can also use the Fire Longsword if you want to, but the Astora Sword, like, pretty much 1 or 2 shots everything in this place, except the big undead guys. So, you don't have to come over here. I just come over here all the time because you can kill this little fucker before he drops on you. I just do that to spite him.
Yeah, get that bastard to fuck.
So grabbing this out, and then we're going to go out that little opening back there that you just saw. This leads us to Loretta's bone. So we're going to cut this bag down. We're not going to drop off because there's still another item up here. We're going to collect that item once we complete this little portion of the house. Now these are the undead farmers or some shit like that they're called. Peasant hollows or something.
Yeah, peasant hollows. So those guys that were at the door, they can drop the harp or the great wooden hammer or the 4-pronged plough, worker hat, worker garb, worker gloves, just basically the worker set. They can drop fire bombs, charcoal pine resin, fire gems, or rubbish.
Yeah, and those guys there that we were killing, they're what are they called again?
Thralls, but
yeah,
I don't know if
thralls.
it's here. Hollow slave.
Yeah.
They can drop the thrall axe, flamberge, thrall hood, or tight neck shards.
Yeah. So yeah, another place to get more shards. By the way, if you have more shards than us, then just keep upgrading the Astora's sword. And prioritise the Astora's sword over the fire longsword. But if you do have spare shards, then do go ahead and upgrade your weapons as far as you can.
Yeah.
So right here, we're just going to use the fire bombs to take out a good chunk of these guys, just to save us the effort having to fight them. Now there's an Estus shard here. We want to kill as many of these like peasants as possible before we need to fight this. What are they called again?
They are cathedral evangelists.
Evangelists,
yeah. So they can drop the spiked mace,
which is very good.
The evangelist set,
which is not so good.
tight neck shards, or blessed gems,
which are pretty good.
Now these guys can be a bit of a pain in the arse to actually deal with, but generally just getting the backstab on them will be your best option.
Yeah, that's pretty much your easy win.
Again, we're not picking up drop items, we'll say this.
Yeah, we're not picking up items that come from ragdolls. We're only picking up placed items that the game will always give you.
Yeah, that way you can be 100% in the same situation as we are, no matter what.
Maybe minus a few levels if you die more than us, sure. But point is, moving on, we're going to equip the bow. We can't use it, no, but we can't use it effectively. But we can still use it, so we're going to shoot this body down because it drops an item.
Yeah.
So although we don't meet the stats for the bow, that's okay. We can still use it as a utility.
So picking up the ember, and the drop body will drop 9 kukri, which is like a bigger throwing knife, basically.
A bleeding throwing knife, so a throwing knife that does bleed. So moving down here, care for the guy that's under here because he has one of those 4-pronged ploughs and they are fucking annoying.
So the last item in this kind of area that we're going to tackle, just dealing with all these guys, is another tight neck shard. So this is one of your guaranteed ones.
Over that way, by the way, leads to thralls, and you can drop down to skip a small portion of the level that we're going to get to later.
Yeah.
But
you want to do it regardless.
Yeah.
But first of all, we're going to do this this area, basically, because this is not really like a backtrack thing, but it's best just get this out the way, because we're going to, instead of running straight for the boss, obviously we're going to just pick up everything.
Yeah. So careful of these 2 hollows that are in here, and there's a thrall up ahead that has the flambears. Now those guys won't deflect, they will actually knock you back, so later on in the game they can be a bit of an issue when you've hit your back to gravity, and they can knock you back off of it, which is a real pain. But just take that guy out, open this door. There's no reason to open this door.
No, there is. You want to open this door because in case you fall off the roof that we're going to be at.
Oh yeah, and you can walk around.
Yeah, so it means you can actually get back. So I'm just going to grab that shield, and yeah, I made this mistake by not opening that door, and I did fall off the roof.
I knew there was a reason why I always opened that door, and I wanted to stick to my guns because I knew I was right, but I just didn't know why I was right.
So we're going to come around this way. It's not immediately apparent that you can come this way, but yeah, so there's like a bunch of enemies like shooting at you. They'll be a pain in the dick, but just take care of them.
Yeah, so take care of these thralls. Now there's a bigger undead guy like round the corner who's not aggressive, so don't attack him because you need to get into his back if you want to discover the madman.
Well, I'll explain that. Now we're also not embered for whatever reason. Just make sure you're embered at any given point.
Yeah, for some reason I just forgot.
Yeah. I
don't remember how I died to like lose my ember.
Me neither.
I don't know.
Oh, it was the thing with the Yule's quest.
Oh yeah, I didn't Ember after I died a bunch of times to get Hollow from Mule. You're right.
Anyway,
Never mind.
So still picking up these items and avoiding the thralls. Now, there's like a weird like cage thing with legs around here.
Yeah,
it doesn't do anything. All it does is give you like a clue that you can go into this guy's next thing.
It's not even a clue. It's so fucking cryptic that you'd need to like... It's so fucking stupid. It's about as much of a clue as the game fucking gives you when it comes to lore in Dark Souls 2 or Bloodborne.
Anyway, so this guy isn't actually aggressive.
So don't hit him. Don't hit him.
Yeah.
We're going to climb his back, but there's a little trick here where you can get up in this rock and you just basically fidget with your character, making small movements so that you can get this body on the non-gravity side of your body, and then you can cut it so that it won't fall down below. Because if you shoot it with an arrow from down below, it will... Oh.
Yeah, you almost fucked it.
Yep. If you shoot it with an arrow from down below, it will land on this ledge and then you have to go all the way up and round.
Yeah.
But if you hit it from up there, it will land down below and then you have to go all the way down and round to get it. But if you angle it and you like roll it around your player model so you can hit it onto the ledge when you're there, it just saves you a fuckload of time.
Yeah.
It's not even that good a ring, but
so,
who cares? When
you get into the guy's cage, you'll be transported here. Now, this guy will give you a covenant. Hodrick, and he will give you the Madmen Covenant.
It was a Mound-Maker's
Mound-Makers,
Covenant and Homer Bones, of course, and that was the War God Shield, I think.
Yeah.
So now we're just going to Homer Bone because he gave us a free one, so let's just get back.
Okay, so we should quickly talk about the Mound-Maker's Covenant while we just go here and, level up and do stuff. So just do what we're doing. The Mound-Maker's Covenant, again, when you put the Covenant...
wait. Give Loretta's Bone right now, because when we come back here, it means we can get a gesture off of him, and it guesses the gesture as early as possible.
So, when you've equipped the Covenant symbol, it means that when you use a red eye orb to invade, which we'll get to eventually, and when you put down a white sign, you'll be summoned in as a purple phantom. Now, basically, when
or a red sign as well.
Oh yeah, or a red sign. But basically, you'll be summoned in, and then you'll have a requirement either kill the host or kill all his summons. And if you do that, you'll gain a vertebra shackle, and then you can go back to the Hodrick, or in, like, I suppose the shrine that he's in front of, and you can offer those vertebra shackles for items. If you offer 10, you get Bloodlust, and when you then offer 30 in total, you get the Warmth Pyromancy.
Which got buffed and is now crazy good.
Yeah, and that's basically it. The whole shtick of the Mound-Makers is that when you get summoned in as a White Phantom, you can help the host, but you can also you can kill the enemies in the world, but you can also kill the
But you
the
fail
host.
the invasion if you don't kill the host or all the summons, even
Yeah.
if you put a white sign down, so it doesn't make any sense.
So,
plus, going in as a white summon means that you can be aggroed on by the enemies in the world, but going in as a red sign or a red eye orb, you can't be aggroed by the enemies in the world, so why would you ever go as a white sign Mound-Maker other than to fool people? And by now that trick's been pulled so many times that nobody falls for it.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
going back along this way, now you've got to be quick here, just run to the end of this bridge and hop off, because there's a bonfire coming up, as well as there's a Titanite shard down here.
Yeah, so just gotta kill this guy quickly.
Yeah, and then back this way there's another one that has a Titanite shard just under the bridge. But yeah, Mound-Makers overall are just kind of pointless. Like, the win condition is cool. It's a way to progress through an invading styled covenant where you don't need to kill the host to win. Because like the reds, you need to kill the host to get your Pale Tongue.
Yeah.
But Mound-Makers you can invade and you can just kill the summons and you get your Vertebra Shackle.
Yeah, you can. It's also with up to 3 phantoms of any type, so you can kill like the other red guy in the world, and you can still win that way. So.
Yeah. So if a host has 3 co-op summons, then your win condition will be kill 3 summons or kill the host, and that's how you win. So you choose your method of least resistance, I guess.
Yeah. But anyway, right. So we've came from the bonfire. We've went up this like rooftop. We've talked to the Cornyx, the Pyromancer, in that cage. You'll then go back to Firelink Shrine.
Now we're going to use the bow we don't have stats for again, because why use our crossbow that we do have stats for? Because we're just wasting supplies at this point. These arrows are useless anyway, because we don't have a bow that can use them. So we'll just knock this body down, and of course once again we ignore the ragdoll. And that's the Partisan. You may remember that from other Souls games as being one of the most amazing spears in the game.
So this guy is a Hollow Manservant, and they can drop the Great Machete or Titanite Shards and Rubbish, so that's all they'll drop.
Yeah.
So we're killing this guy, and that'll get us the...
Oh yeah, and once again, like Dark Souls 2, rubbish in this game is actually rubbish. It doesn't do anything. There's no like hidden fucking Titanite Shard or Titanite Chunk or whatever like Dark Souls 1.
Yeah. So we've got the Fire Clutch ring just there, which is a ring that will buff your fire-based attacks, but it also like will vastly reduce a lot of your defenses.
Yeah,
so
it's not even like it's not the defense loss to the attack gain is so like immeasurably bad that pretty much using a clutch ring is not usually your best point.
So watch out for this guy when you come up this this bit here. This guy will always get the jump on you, so just be aware of that.
Yeah. And running down here because this.
No, not quite. Right.
Oh no, there's a dog with humanity, right?
Yeah.
Effigy.
So we're going to run down here, avoiding the other like enemies that are coming down the stairs, just for the now.
Those stairs there, by the way, lead to the boss once we open that door later. So you guys will see that later on in the video.
Door only opens from the other side.
Yeah.
Now, as we saw in part 1, you can hit the dog with a fire weapon. It'll go into a rolling animation, but weird, and it means you can hit it again. With a non-fire weapon, it won't do that like that.
It won't wriggle
animation.
on the ground because it's burning.
However, we do so much damage, it doesn't matter anyway because it's just one-shot the dog, so fuck it.
So now moving down here, there's another dog, and then we're going into the sewers of the Undead Settlement. We're going to come back here later on because there's a door that you can open here which leads us to an NPC. We're going to do that way later, but these rats here, there's 3 small rats here, and then further up the tunnel in the mist there are 2 small rats and 1 big rat who drops the blood bite ring. Is that right? Does it drop the ring?
I think it might.
I think it's the blood bite ring, or it might be the poison bite ring. I can't
it's
remember.
Blood bite ring, and that's it's a fixed drop for the first time you kill it.
Yeah. So that's good to know.
The rats can also just drop a little soul packet as well, but that's all they maybe drop.
Yeah, go blood bite ring. So moving up here, this is one of those doors that you can only open from this side, which is pointless because it has bars. Why wouldn't you just fucking reach through and open it from that side? Whatever. Fuck logic, am I right? We're not online, by the way. You have to be online to be invaded by NPCs in this game in a majority of the cases for whatever reason.
Yeah.
It's really fucking dumb, so it pretty much means that if you play offline, you miss out on a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, so you actually kind of have to play
online.
online.
If you play offline, you miss out on Hazel's stuff, and you miss out on the Thorn set as well, at least that.
Well, actually, you get Hazel's stuff later on, even if you're offline, but the other stuff you can't get.
Yeah, you miss out the Thorn set 100%.
Anyway, so we're coming back here to this bridge because there's some stuff we want to do up here first before we do the rest of the stuff.
So carefully bait these enemies because those undead manservants will literally throw that massive fucking pot at your face and it knocks you back and does a fuck ton of damage. So you'll see. There you go.
There's sometimes that I've been in the situation where this guy will fall off the edge, but now, so this guy kind of works the same as the Lothric Knights. You can two-hand your sword and you'll like stun them on, well, you actually one-hand your sword and stun them on every second hit. So if you get an opening, you can just wail on them and kill them in one combo.
You kill them in like 5 hits anyway, so you can kill them before your stamina runs out. You kill them in a stamina bar, which is ridiculous.
Can't backstab them though, that's something.
Yeah,
so
because of the door.
Yeah.
The door on their back stops backstabbing.
But as you can see, you can kill them in one combo. So
this guy gave me a little bit of fucking trouble. It's the
this guy didn't give you trouble. You fucking gave yourself trouble. Like what were you?
I don't want to fight him in this part because I don't trust rolling while locked on in Dark Souls games.
Why
for
would
a
you need
very
to roll?
good reason.
Just hit him.
Why would I need to roll, Tony? Because he's got a big fucking pot and he starts the attack animation before I'm in range. That's why I'd need to roll, Tony.
Or just hit him.
He gets hyper armor.
You could just hit him.
He'd get hyper armor and then I wouldn't be able to break his pot.
Just big balls. Just fucking big balls.
Right,
so you need just big balls.
Die as opposed to being smart about it. See, look, you just fucking crushed me because I didn't roll. That was your advice that got me hit.
Oh no! You just wasted time, right?
But it's fine. I've got the knight's armor. Only took like fucking 20 damage.
Exactly. So one shot these dogs. Oh wait, didn't one shot that dog?
No, he's the one that I didn't one shot. I was like, motherfucker, didn't go down. Yeah, one shot that one. I don't know why I didn't one shot. Maybe it was like in a weak spot of the swing.
Aye, maybe you got him with a hilt.
Aye. Because straight swords are sweet spot weapons in this game suddenly. So from up here you could aim up and hit that item. It'd be hanging from that tree up there. That was where we got the ring off of the corpse.
Yeah.
Where you can climb in the guy's back to go to the car.
Or you can just do our objectively better option. So
yeah.
So this guy's Aegon. Yeah, this guy's Aegon. This guy's quest is attached to. Well, basically, it's like an intertwined quest. It's like one quest for the both of them.
Yeah, if you fail one quest, then you have to fight him.
Yeah, but we're going to do the good ending for all the quests because all the bad endings you don't gain anything from it, so you might as well just do the good endings.
Well, we're going to do the most beneficial endings, not necessarily the good endings, because we're going to do the Lord of Hollows ending, which is Uria's ending. Yeah. So like, that's necessarily a bad ending in terms of like good or evil
ending. Yeah.
We mean good ending as in it benefits the player the most.
Yeah, because like you could just like kill all the NPCs and stuff, but we would rather just do the quests and get all the items properly.
Yeah.
So anyway, right, you could have talked to Sigurd there, whatever, but you don't need to talk to him. What we're going to do is we're going to send this back up because we're going to fight an enemy here.
Called an Outrider Knight.
Yeah, now this guy
is fucking annoying. I hate this guy. This guy's the bane of my existence. If there is one thing in this game that I am abysmally terrible at fighting, it is these fucking guys. The one in Lothric Castle just annihilates me every time.
So this guy's arguably harder than Vork.
Anything you've fought.
Yeah. Now, you basically, like, if you don't want to fight him because he's like this,
then we'll show you the method.
Yeah. Now this actually might arguably be harder than just fighting him, maybe, but like...
It depends. This is way easier for me than fighting him because these guys are just like my kryptonite. That fucking footwork though. That footwork. So basically you just dance around the elevator pit and eventually he'll just decide to hop in. See?
Done.
Perfect. And his item is straight to your inventory, so you don't have to quit and reload.
Now, Drithel Straight Sword is actually pretty good, but ain't got shit on the storage.
It does, however, upgrade with Twinkling Titanite, so you can upgrade that you can upgrade that simultaneously.
Yeah.
It won't affect your Titanite consumption.
Yeah.
So there is that. It does frostbite enemies and they take more damage, but the main thing about frostbite is that it slows stamina recovery, but enemies don't have stamina, so that doesn't fucking matter.
So we want to also rest at that bonfire, just so we've got it, just in case.
Yep.
So
not rest, just light it.
Now we are going to do Sigurd's quest, and
yes.
I mean, we're obviously going to say you want to do this quest, but you want to do all the NPCs quests. You want to do everything in your
this
first
quest
run.
nets you a slab, and it makes a boss at the end of the game who's already laughably easy, even more laughably easy. So yeah, you just do Sigurd's questline, you get a Titanite slab out of it, and you get Siegbrow, you get a bunch of gestures. So it's worth doing if you're like a sort of completionist anyway.
Gonna call this quest semi-mandatory.
Yeah. Mandatory as far as if you don't do it, why?
So you need to send this down because there's like another elevator above. So.
You probably spoke to Siegward while he was standing there. I can't help it, right? And he's like, I can't work out this lift, and it's like, wow, you really are just a fucking onion, aren't you? But yeah, so he's going to be up here, but we're going to go straight up to the top because we want to get this young white branch so that the big giant guy won't shoot at us.
Yeah, right. Basically, the reason we came here first is if we went ahead, the only other place to go is the graveyard, and if you go to the graveyard without talking to the giant we're about to talk to, he'll shoot arrows at you and it's a total pain in the cunt. So just come here first and get over and done with.
So Dragon Slayer Go 2.0, come up and talk to him, get the young white branch, which is now a symbol of friendship apparently. And now he will not target you, so you're just perfectly free to walk through the graveyard and have him slaughter everybody for you.
There's also a few other points in the game where he will actually attack enemies for you in other areas, so this is kind of good. Now you want to jump off here as you're going down. Blah, blah, blah,
typical Dark Souls stuff.
Yeah.
Drop halfway down the elevator shaft.
Okay, so just talk to the onion, and then what you want to do.
The onion. Just now you're just literally objectifying him. You're turning him into an object.
I was literally asking for it. Anyway, right, so just get your bow out and just shoot this bastard.
Or he'll eventually aggro if you just wait around. I'm impatient as fuck, so I'm like, get over here.
Now you can put the Flamestone plate ring on for slightly extra defense against him, but at this point, if you're doing what we're doing, you're doing so much fucking damage to him, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, definitely don't use a fire longsword against this guy. He's practically immune to fire damage.
Yeah.
So now we're taking the bow off, so we have full running capacity, and we're basically going to wait for this enemy to go into a long recovery mode so we can hit it with a running jump, and then we're going to plunge attack off of the jump.
Yeah, you've got to do like a fucking... You'll like take off half
like this is a long recovery, and then we can just go boom boom. It'll hit him twice, maybe 3 times you're lucky. They just wail on him, and look, he's going power mode, but that doesn't even fucking matter.
I mean, look at the amount of damage you're doing with that fucking Astoria sword.
Siegmeyer just will not die.
Yeah,
it's that simple. He's just so fucking tanky that he can 1v1 it probably.
Probably.
He's like Tarkus to the Iron Golem.
So you get a fire gem off it, then you just talk, get Seedbrow, get toast, blah blah blah. If I was asleep, right, blah blah. This fucking get on with
things.
You
get the sleep gesture as well.
Yeah.
So 2 gestures in 1.
So get the Homeward Bone, and then
I don't like that Homeward Bone placement because it implies that. Because it only gives you 1, it implies that this is a dead end.
Yeah.
Even though it isn't. Oh yeah, over here there should be a ring in New Game Plus. Is that right?
Yeah. To the right of the item we just picked up, there will be the Covetous Silver Set Ring.
Yeah.
+2.
That's in New Game Plus 2.
Yeah, New Game +2. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so shooting down these 2 body bags. Shoot them from over here, by the way, because there's like that wooden post in front of that one that just has a fucking force field around it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
And the actual footage, in the preliminary run footage, we like a shot, the arrow was like 3 feet to the right of the wooden peg, and it was just floating in midair because it decided it had a hitbox there.
Oh, okay. So now we're putting on the northern helmet because it is like very marginally better than the knight's helmet. And
so that does it. Peak armor until like near the end of the fucking game.
Yeah, we basically don't change armor.
Well, we change armor. We change to one entirely different set, and that is it because it's just better.
Yeah, basically.
And by then we have weight compensation to adjust for the extra weight for the extra defense as well.
Exactly.
So using the fire bombs that we've amassed to bait these enemies off.
Just might as well put them in some good use.
Yeah, because they're just basic fire bombs. They do like no fucking damage. Using the Charles Dar 2 because it will one-shot these guys as well because they're incredibly weak to thrust because they have no armor.
So one shot the doggo.
Yeah. And now there's like 4 of them up above this chest, so again, the firebombs come in handy. These ones have a ranged attack where they'll like spit skulls that will poison you or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure what it is they fucking spit, but it's a pain in the ass to deal with.
Basically, we're hitting these guys down the now because if you open the chest, it triggers them for them to all drop at the same time.
Yeah.
So.
And you're already in for a pain in the ass of a fight like right after this, so you don't want to waste all your Estus on the dogs and these guys, because right above us are 2 of those fucking Cathedral Evangelists, and it is so difficult to aggro one without the other unless you can like use a bow shot or whatever, but I think we didn't have any arrows. Or I just went fuck it through a firebomb. Yeah, see, this was stupid.
Just big balls it, just big balls
it. Yeah, fuck it. Because I know I'm just like throwing firebombs to just be like, I fuck it, Moan then. And then I just...
Now, these guys are actually, like, fighting 2 of these guys is legitimately difficult, so...
Yeah.
Even when you try and bait one, the other one comes, so you really need to be careful here.
Yeah.
I mean, right, okay, so here's another thing, like, if you have a particularly good strategy, you could put the human pine resin on that you got.
You also get gold pine resin early in the game. There's a bunch of things you could do to make this a little bit easier, but this is a tough fight without a doubt, and I accidentally pressed square to Estus because I'm still playing Neo.
Yeah.
I literally called a mulligan 5 minutes into recording the guide, the actual guide, because I was using Neo controls, because I was just like pressing square to like light attack, and I was like, why am I drinking on my fucking Estus like a mad Mongol?
Yeah. So, right, we've finally killed those guys, now it's on the roof, and now we're going to get a bunch of other items.
Flynn's ring, Cloranthe ring, Lucatiel's set, there's Homeward Bones up here as well, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So this is Flynn's ring, then we're going to drop down, there's a little platform off the edge of this roof, and then you're going to drop into this tower on our left. There's an item round there, and then we're going to do some gravity stuff. So actually taking off your armour reduces fall damage. I didn't have any Estus, so I was like, I'm not risking it, so I took off all the armour. You take basically no fall damage from this drop anyway, but I did it anyway, so you're just going to run, jump, and aim for that little that support there, and then drop down, collect the armour, and then in the barrels behind you should be the Cloranthe ring.
Yep. Now you want to equip this immediately.
Yeah, I didn't equip it immediately because I don't know why. I was just in like grab it mode.
Yeah.
But now we're going back to the shrine for some reason. Why did we go back to the shrine?
Nothing else to pick up.
No, there is, because we still have to do the graveyard section and get the ashes and the bone ash. Oh yeah, to get this gesture, because now that we've given him Loretta's bone and left the shrine and came back, he's now in the curl up position. We get the curl up gesture from him.
Yeah.
We also have Cornix to speak to, so you get the Pyromancer glove. Is there anyone else to speak to in this shrine right now? I don't think there is.
Yeah, I don't feel like there is either, but we can also level up with the souls that we've got. If we do we?
I'm fairly...
I hope we do.
Oh, we can talk to Thingy because we got a Pale Tongue from where the Fire Demon was. So now we can talk to this guy to get the key to the Dark Wraith.
Right,
That's what it was. We got a Pale Tongue where we picked up the Northern armor set, where we done Siegward's first little interaction with that Taurus Demon thing.
Fire Demon, yeah.
Fire Demon, yeah. Where we did that, one of the drops was a Pale Tongue. So acquiring a Pale Tongue furthers, what's his name again?
Leonard,
yeah. Leonard's quest. Now leveling up, we're going to put it in health and endurance. We're going to go to 2020 and then we're going to go up to 30 vitality.
Yeah.
No, 30 vigor it's called, isn't it? Because vitality is equipment burn.
So now we're going back to, I think it's wherever that one
Going to the very first bonfire because it's time to now go down the path we haven't went down off the start.
Yeah.
Which is beyond the tree that's on fire to the left.
So we embered there because I was like, why are you still unembered?
I also embered here because I just went online so I can be invaded by the purple that invades down here.
Oh yeah, that's needs to happen as well.
Yeah, well, you want that so you get the vertebra shackle because you can actually drop a vertebra shackle for items with a crow. I can't remember exactly which it is. Go back to part 1, the link to the crow items are in the description. Pick up and pumper them. They're in the description.
Oh, it's for Lucatiel's mask, I think.
There, you're right. It is. It's for Lucatiel's mask, so that completes the Lucatiel set.
yeah, so if you want Lucatiel's mask, then what you want to do is go back to part 1, go to pick up Pumper on part, and then drop a Vertebra Shackle that you'll get from this episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
So around here there's a couple of items to collect. This part of the Undead Settlement is one of my less favourable areas because there's an Evangelist and there's just annoying items to deal with. Now there's a few thralls in this building, but you want to pick up the corpse item, then go off here and grab the item that's on the staircase from that body. Go up the stairs and to your immediate left, where those crates are, there's a drop.
Where the weird blue crates are, and then you'll know where it is there.
So, Sunlight Covenant, and this is Estus Soup. This is basically just a free Estus flask that's placed in the area. There's a couple of these placed around the world. There's one in Farron, there's one in Lothric Castle, there's one in... no, not Lothric Castle, fucking Erithel.
So, we just picked up the Sunlight Covenant there, and at this point in the game it doesn't really do much. Again, it's just like another Covenant like the Way of Blue or Mound-Makers. When you equip it, when you use a white summon sign to be summoned into someone else's world, you'll show up as a gold phantom, and if you beat the boss together, you'll both get a sunlight medal. Now, at this point, it doesn't matter, but much later in the game, you can trade those sunlight medals in for some miracles. But that's pretty much the extent of what we'll tell you when it comes to it, because it's not relevant right now.
Yeah.
But in the Lothric Castle part, you can go to that to find out what it is they do.
I mean, that's not up yet. Well, it will be if you guys are watching this like months after this video, it will be. But as of the 3rd of September, it isn't up yet. So moving on down here, this bit's kind of annoying because there's an evangelist up there who fires Dorothy's Gnawing, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's
it's this parasite spell that inflicts bleed on you. Now there's a thrall in here and another one of those undead hollows, so just swing, aimlessly swing.
Yeah, that's all you need to do with the longsword.
Now, if you can take out all these hollows, what I like to do with this evangelist is I say it's a very, very bad idea to go up and fight it up there. Very bad idea. Just wander around below it and eventually they will fall down. Fighting up there gets you put into a corner and you can't roll past it, and then you're just stuck there taking its fucking axe to the face. So I'm just trying to get it to like come down. It will drop off and then I can wail on it. There we go. What are you reading?
None.
Alright, so moving around, going up there, there's a Titanite Shard,
yeah.
I think it is. I don't know why I jumped. Oh yeah, because I'm playing Neo.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, because it's circle to climb in Neo. All the controls are like the opposite of Souls games.
I know.
It's fucking weird.
Anyway, so we've got that Titanite Shard, and basically by the end of this part, we will have a +4 Astora sword. In fact, probably before the boss, I think.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. At that point, there is absolutely... That is
+4
without
by
a doubt,
the second boss.
Yeah, without a doubt the most damage you'll be doing at any point.
So you got to run and jump here.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss the Crystal Lizard, which is okay because we can bring it back with the magic of quick reload and game exploitation.
Yep. So if you could have done like a jump attack on it or whatever, but...
Sometimes you can get it. But we're just going to light this bonfire while this guy invades because the game allows that for some reason. And it let me rest, so I was like, what does it mean rest? So I rested and it sent him home. So I'm like, okay. Didn't know that was a thing. You can apparently rest at bonfires with invading NPCs in your world?
Apparently.
I wonder if that only applies to the purples or if it applies to reds too.
Anyway, so Hodrig's got to show up around here and just kill him. Kill him and you'll get the Vertebra Shackle.
Don't R1 spam too much because this guy actually will try and parry you. A lot of the NPCs will try. This guy has parried me a couple of times actually. So don't like combo more than 2 R1s together. What I'm doing right now is that invading phantoms only have 3 Estus in a majority of cases. So I'm just trying to get rid of his healing supply. This guy can cast Warmth, so that's when the fight gets a little bit annoying. He can cast Iron Flesh and Power Within. No, not Iron Flesh, sorry, just Power Within and Warmth.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes a little dangerous.
Now, you can use some of those Undead Hunter's Charms that you got in part 1, which will stop him being able to use Estus for a period of time if it's bothering you that much. That will be the case for all NPC invaders.
He only has 3 though, so just bring his health down, space him well and bring his health down and try and force him to use the Estus without taking any damage yourself, so that way he just negative Estuses himself a bunch.
Anyway, quick reload and then try and get the jump attack on this lizard.
So that lizard was disappearing. If I didn't flip it on its back, there's a good chance it would have disappeared, so that's why the jump attack is very good at taking care of lizards.
Yeah. And the jump attack is essentially equivalent of like hitting it with a really strong, with like an
ultra great weapon.
Yeah, but it works for every single weapon. So and it covers a bit of distance as well. It's quick, so the jump attack is without a doubt the best thing to do.
Now we made friends with the giant archer earlier on this part, so we can just stand here and let him take care of everything for us. We're just going to watch a bunch of bodies fly past the screen.
Yeah, now there's a bunch of really good items here that you want to pick up.
Yeah, there's actually 2 items stacked right on top of each other, so like those items right at the foot of that tree, there's 2 branches placed on top of each other, but you only pick them up one at a time. So you have to like pick up 2 items from the exact same place.
Yeah. So up
he's
there
up there.
The giant.
Yeah, just above where my condom tip helmet was. It does, it looks like a fucking condom tip.
So we're picking up the
This,
branch.
look, picked it up, pick it up again. You want to collect all those branches because you do get the hawk ring at the end of it, but the giant dies. Spoiler.
So there's the Undead Bone Shard. You can burn that at the main bonfire in Firelink Shrine, which will improve your Estus. Now, we actually forgot to do that when we go back, so just remember to do that.
Yeah. And moving up here as well, there's the Cleric set, the Wooden Shield, and there's the Mortician's Ashes. There's also a ring in this section in New Game Plus.
Yeah, the ring in New Game Plus is the Poison Bite Ring +1 will also be in this area.
It should be just round there, here. Right about here, yeah.
It's actually behind you, but just fucking look about it in New Game Plus, the Poison Bite Ring's here.
Yeah. So, moving on in here, there is one more item for us to collect in this area, and it is the Great Scythe.
Yeah. Not bad weapon.
In this game, it's debatable that they're good.
It's not Dark Souls 1 good, though.
No scythe is ever going to be Dark Souls 1 good. Like the scythes in Dark Souls.
Don't make them like that anymore.
Dark Souls 2 scythes they were garbage, but I liked using them because it was like, hey, look how much better than you I am because I beat you with a shit tier weapon.
So anyway, going through here, and this is now at the top of those stairs where the Ember is. We can now open up the, I suppose, shortcut to the boss.
It's a shortcut because you can now go from the bonfire that's under the bridge. You can go from that bonfire, go up onto the roof and drop down, and then run straight across here now, which means you don't have to pass through the graveyard. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Now we're back at Firelink, giving the Mortician's Ashes because that allows us to buy the key that we need to unlock the NPC.
Yeah. So
that's only 1,500. You should have that from just wandering around, so don't worry about that. And what we do is we take care of all our needs before we level up. Level up is the last thing we always do at Firelink Shrine because we want to spend all our souls on everything that's necessary in our run.
Now
so get the key, upgrade our weapon if you can. Yeah, we should have upgraded it. Then we're going to level up. This is at the point where we should have burnt the bone ash, but we just forgot to.
Yeah.
So we should be fairly close to 2020. I can't exactly see what number that is.
Yeah, the preview's too small, but point is it's just fucking health endurance. Just pump it into that. You don't need to worry about anything else.
So we come talk to this guy after we beat the boss, and we get a gem from him. But now we go back, so I think I'm going to go to that bonfire. Yeah, cliff underside.
Now again, you should have burnt your bone ash at this exact
point.
I
didn't. I jumped the gun. Oh no, wait, we're not going there yet. We're going to do the NPC before we fight the boss.
Yeah.
So yeah, we go to the bridge bonfire, and we're going to do thingy. What's her name again? The priest woman.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know. Aegon's missus. I can't remember her
name.
Irina, that's the one. Right, so down here now there's a statue of Velka here, which is half pointless. So, 2 options. Request Absolution removes sin. There's no way to accumulate sin in the game, so it's just pointless. And the second one is Dissolution. That's for removing like NPC hostilities and stuff like that.
Yeah, so if you
accidentally aggro a key NPC, like say Patches or he's not even key, but if you aggro Patches or Grey Rat or whatever, and the Cornix and they come after you and they're aggressive and hostile towards you, you can request Dissolution and they will no longer be that way.
Yeah.
It just resets your relationship with NPCs. It costs per level as well, so the higher level you are, the more expensive it is. So just we don't ever have a reason to do this anyway. So
yeah, I mean most of the time you can just kill an NPC and eventually you get all the items anyway. So it's not like Dark Souls 1 where it actually has a big consequence for doing that. But right, so we're making our way through this tomb area thing.
There's a crystal lizard here, which he's a wily one.
Yeah, we should have got that, but you're in it.
Watch this enemy just spawn in at a fucking left field. See? Where the fuck did that dog come from? Like, what the fuck is that? It wasn't even in my screen, it just randomly rendered in.
Let's get good.
Fuck you. How can I get good against dogs that choose when to spawn?
Okay, so I wasn't entirely sure if we have upgraded our sword yet. If we haven't, this should be enough Titanite shards to have the +4 restores.
Yeah. So now we're going to get the Crystal Lizard, even though that Evangelist fell, so now I'm in literal worst case scenario. So we're just going to... This spell is one of my favourites because it's just a free backstab.
Yeah. Be funny if you missed the backstab.
I almost did.
I know.
But it worked out. It was more like the what was it Peeve called? A burrito, where you like R1 people before you take the riposte and it does a bonus damage.
Oh yeah.
It's like that.
So again, putting this bow to good work, despite the fact we can't use it. Shooting down this. And this is a blessed shield. If you equip it, it will regenerate your health a little bit.
Yeah.
But the shield overall isn't very good. But you can make a shield blessed anyway, so it's not
so
bad.
bless any shield you want and couple that with the Sun Princess ring, the one that regenerates your HP, and you've got a nice little bit of HP there.
And you make a blessed weapon, etc. You can make a whole lot of
If you have a blessed weapon and you have the HP regen ring on and you use Tears of the Nile in PvP, that is enough to stop you being killed by an Armor of Thorns roll. So if they pop your Tears of the Nile and they start rolling into you because they have Armor of Thorns and you have those two items, a blessed item and their HP regen ring on, you will not die to the rolling. It's fantastic. I love watching them just flail endlessly and I'm gaining HP as they roll.
Anyway, right, so we're going to talk to her, get the prayer gesture to start a quest, just fucking exhaust the dialogue and send her to Firelink Shrine, and we will deal with her later on.
Yeah, we are not going to talk to her until we have every single tome, because there is no reason to. And we don't want to give her the black tomes because then she will, we don't want to take her down that route because it doesn't end with anything. Because
we do have the Londor Braille Divine Tome and we, like we said, we don't want to give her that because it gives her the quote-unquote bad ending when
it gives you the option to get the bad ending. You have to buy them to get the bad ending, but you don't want to, like, if they're there, you don't want to just go out and just buy all shit. You don't want to do that if the black spells are there, the hexes, because that gives her the negative ending.
And then there's another.
Now we can upgrade their story. Sorry,
there's another NPC that will use the Londor Braille Divine Tome for us with no consequences. Basically, that means we can just give it to her. But if we give it to Arena, we need to do her quest before we can even get them back to give it to the other NPC. So just keep them in fucking. So
what happened here is I upgraded the sword to +3 and I forgot to upgrade to +4, so I just went back and did it immediately because I was like, I forgot to do something.
Again, burn your bone ash if you haven't, which we still haven't.
We still haven't. I've completely forgot it even existed. I even forgot. The option is there and I'm just like, huh? What? There's a burn a what?
Anyway,
moving on, now it's time to fuck up the boss.
Yeah, now there's like two ways of doing this, the pussy way or the way that Steven showed me, which means you kill it in like fucking 15 seconds. So you probably want to do it that way, but we're going to show you if, you miss your chance or whatever, we're going to, it's general attacks.
Yeah, we're going to show you the entire boss fight, how to do it the cheap way, I guess, but basically this boss gets stuck in a very long introduction animation and it is vulnerable for whatever fucking reason. So you can just run up and wail on it and it has eggs all over it and it's the only point you can do damage on. Eventually they break and the boss gets stunned. So you can literally just walk up and wail and you can burst 2 egg sacs immediately, triggering stage 2 of the fight.
Yeah.
Before the boss has even had a chance to swing, mind you.
So ignore all these enemies.
Yep, just run straight up and go ham on its testes. Those are testicles. Those are testicles. Try and angle it so that your second R1 hits it on the backswing. Now you hit those ones there and then you go for like the ankle one and aim your camera up. So free aim it and aim up. And just try and break as many egg sacs as possible. And then run away. Do not be under it when it does this because it will kill you.
Now when it does this, it will automatically shatter the floor.
Yeah.
But you'll fall and won't take any damage. I mean, obviously, because otherwise...
Yeah, so now you just want to get in front of it because it's going to spawn this, or break an egg sac as quickly as you can. It just so happened that one was right there for me, so I went for it. It takes a lot of damage when you hit it in the hand, and its egg sacs respawn, so you can re-stagger it by doing enough damage again.
And again, even when it does that attack there, it's not doing a lot of damage to you, and then you just concentrate on its cock.
Yeah, so basically the way to beat this boss in stage 2 is bust an egg sac, attack the hand, because the hand takes a lot of damage. You don't want to bust 2 egg sacs at the same time, because then you have one less point to stagger the boss with. Do them one at a time.
Yeah.
So that's the quick way of doing the boss. Now we're going to show you the boss's moveset and how to do it if you want to give the boss a bit of a fighting chance. Because as it stands, the boss has no reason to be fought this way. Because you can just run in and wail on it. We've got a +4 fucking Astora's Raw sword at this point. We get tons of damage.
You could have buffed it with a charcoal pine resin.
I could have buffed it and killed it in stage 1. I'm joking, I couldn't have done that, but speaking hyperbole.
Yeah, sure.
So this is stage 2, so I'm just fucking around waiting for the boss to introduce itself. Hello, I'm the boss. I'm a tree that is alive and has balls.
So obviously most people are probably going to be like, oh, kill these hollows first before...
They're on an infinite respawn, just ignore them. But I mean, You do get you get 100 souls with a covetous silver ring on, so you can technically infinitely farm stage 1 of the boss for souls, but at what cost?
Your life.
Hours and hours for 10k souls at the end of it. So now that the boss is standing up, this is just an AoE. Now that little pool there will damage you over time. Not damage you over time, so it'll do ticks of damage as you stand in it. And this is this weird fucking dropping its nuts on you thing. I mean, are those technically acorns?
Don't know. It's ovaries as far as I'm concerned.
The entire thing is a fucking ovary.
Just a big ovary.
Aye. This is feminism embodied. So, its biggest threat is this butt slam because it does a fuck ton of damage and it typically follows up with a sweep, so just make some distance. I am actually trying to showcase as many of its moves as possible because we want to show you guys how to deal with it, and this is the roly-poly.
Okay, that's probably its most devastating move.
That is its coolest move because it is the most, what the fuck are you doing?
I know.
It's so out of the park. But yeah, there isn't really much to say about this boss really. You're going to see me absolutely just go through it. As soon as I start fighting I'm just going to tear it a new one. So that's been what, 2 minutes of just showing you guys the moveset, and I'm going to fuck it up.
And then that'll put it automatically in stage 2 now that you've just done that.
Yep, so that's stage 2. 2 egg sacs are gone. I'm trying to hit this one. I don't know how you get into the ones that are protected by the bark. I think you have to break the bark somehow with firebombs or something. But I was worried I was going to take damage from that, actually. I thought that was going to fuck me up. Oh, now you can attack those ones on its legs because when it lands the bark breaks. Right, okay. Okay. Now I understand. I get it now. We're all learning something from our guide. Even me. So now fuck up its elbow because have you ever been hitting the elbow in and it fucking hurts?
It's funny it uses hand cock to stand up.
I know. What is the deal with a hand cock? Why does it have a hand cock? So once again, hit the eggs. Try and only break them one at a time. If you can get in to hit the hand anyway afterwards, then try and break them one at a time. And just be careful of these back swings. They're pretty quick. It spins a lot in this stage. It does a lot of the fucking Beyblade attack.
Yeah.
And that claw typically follows up with a swipe behind it and stuff. It also has a grab attack that I don't know if I showcased.
No, you didn't, but...
the claw raises slowly and it curls its fingers a little bit and then it swipes for you. If it grabs you, it just sort of squeezes you and then throws you away. It's not that high damaging an attack. But you can get some free hits in if you position right for when it does the attack to hit the windows behind it.
So I mean, obviously the go-to attack would be go for its cock, but at the same time, the hand kind of makes it a bit harder to do that. So
yeah. So the 100 block shield comes in handy for this as well because it does only physical damage. So now I'm just trying to break its balls immediately because if I break its... Oh, I did get the grab in. We just didn't see the wind-up animation. But if I break its balls, then it's a free win. Look, that's it, game over. Even if it was still alive after that, his hand would have came down and I could have hit it.
So as I was back in the shrine, and now we have the transpose and kill, which means we can actually do something with this NPC here called Ludless.
So you can actually talk to this NPC if you stand at these candles. You don't have to go down and speak to him in face to face.
Now the whole point in him is he will take boss souls and turn them into weapons. Now
and spells and rings and
yeah. So it's up to you to get what you want. Now once you've beaten the tree, you can talk to him and get
Heavy Gem, which is a strength-based infusion. It increases your strength scaling.
Yeah.
Now we can come up with the Grey Rat. He will ask if he wants us to send him to pillage the Undead Settlement. We do, because if he pillages the Undead Settlement, he will come back with more items. You want to do this at this point after the boss is dead, because if the boss is alive, he can die there. So you want to do it when the boss is dead. You send him to pillage 3 times. The next one won't be until Irithel though, which is I'm going to say around about the halfway point of the game.
Okay.
So of course leveling up. What else do we have to do in this section? We have the Dark Wraith to kill, which is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go down towards Grey Rat's cell because the Dark Wraith is in the opposite direction. and that's going to get us our full red eye orb so we can infinitely invade.
Yeah, this is like the earliest in the game when you can do this. Now
you can do this before the boss. You can do this.
Sure.
You can do this after you do that part of Siegward's quest line where you kill the fire demon.
Yeah.
You can do it then after you grab the pale tongue. Leonard gives us the key. Then you can immediately go do this. We got a few extra levels and we got a weapon to +4 before we did that because this guy does a lot of damage and he has a good bit of health. But fight him the same way you fight the sword wielding Lothric Knights. Two-hand it and stun him every second hit.
Yeah. Now this guy is like, these guys actually have poise.
Yeah. Like legit Dark Souls 1 style poise. So you stun them every second hit, but it only takes like 6 hits to kill them, so don't worry.
Because the raw stores is so good.
Yeah, so get the cracked orb, back to Firelink Shrine we go. Now we won't be advancing Leonard's quest line again until like the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Because advancing Leonard's quest line by giving a covenant offering to the covenant that he wants you to give it to, it completely denies you another NPC story. She
Yeah.
becomes hostile towards you.
But you can do both during one playthrough, so we're obviously going to fit it all in.
Yeah. So this is the best way to go about it. This gets you all the NPC items. So one more thing to do. We finally bumped the bone ash, obviously. Yeah. And that is it for this part of the guide, I guess.
Yeah.
That's it for this episode. That's the Undead Settlement done and dusted.
Hopefully you learned a thing. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Hopefully you learn more than just a thing. I'd like to say we're a little bit more informative than that. I mean, that fucking Armour of Thorns tip was top notch. That is the PvP mechanics right there. But yeah, guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.